It turned ugly in the tightly packed streets of the capital San Juan as police fired tear gas to disperse the crowds that have been growing in anger and numbers. They moved in late at night in the old part of the city. It followed day-long demonstrations in Puerto Rico by hundreds of thousands, demanding the resignation of the governor, Ricardo Rossello. Renuncia or resign, with the placards being displayed on the streets. The protests were triggered by text messages between the governor and colleagues that were leaked last week. Messages that included jokes about the victims of Hurricane Maria, along with sexist and homophobic comments. More than one Puerto Rican celebrity was in San Juan to add their weight to the clamor for the governor to stand down.
This is just a country asking for peace. This is a country asking for justice. And when you've been stepped all over, you just want to feel this energy, and you just want to make a difference. And I think this will happen.
The anger has brought together Puerto Ricans of different political standing to demonstrate at alleged corruption in the administration and its handling of the hurricane recovery efforts, a disaster that killed more than 3,000 people 2 years ago. The turmoil comes at a critical stage in the island's bankruptcy as it tries to restructure a debt of some $120 billion. But the people have made their views heard loudly, that the future of this U.S. territory needs a change in leadership. Francis Collings, TRT World.
Let's get more on this now with Felix Cordova, who joins us from San Juan. He's a professor at the Center for Advanced Studies on Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. Welcome to Money Talks, Felix. Now, as we saw in the story there, thousands of people have been protesting on the streets of San Juan for many days now. Can you remind us and tell us more about why they're calling for the governor to resign?
Well, the main concern in Puerto Rico that moves people to protest against the government is corruption. And this has been sustained by important research done by the press and by 2 rounds of arrests done by the FBI in the legislature of Puerto Rico, and also in the health department and in the education department, Department of Education. So, and the head of the education department, the former head of the education department, was arrested days ago. And one of the main characteristics of this protest is that is headed by the young generation of Puerto Ricans that are really tired. They are fed up with all this corruption that has limited the government services that they receive, especially in health and education. So they have gone to the street since the 11th of July, and they haven't stopped. They are present day by day, and we can say that to this point the highest moment of this protest was yesterday, with this really impressive march of practically 500,000 people. If you consider that Puerto Rico has 3 million people right now, a population of 3 million, and 500,000 was in the street, you can figure the impact of this protest in our society.
Now, sorry to interrupt you there, Felix. Can I just ask about these corruption charges? As you say, several officials from the governor's administration have been accused of corruption. Can you tell us more about exactly what they're being accused of?
Well, they are being accused because there are some lobbyists that have had privileged information, and they have developed this system of contracting companies that are related to them, and are being favored by the situation, and millions of dollars in education and millions of dollars in health department and other agencies have gone to these companies, these firms that have been favored by the form that the government has been working. There is a net of corruption that was mentioned by the FBI head, and also by one of the main officers of the government, that was Secretary of the Treasury, Raúl Maldonado, that said that there was a mafia institutionalized in the Treasury Department. So this has come out in a very serious way, and the people in Puerto Rico also, because of the information that came out in the chat that they had, the government had with some of its colleagues, the people are outrageous. They are really angry by the situation, because we've had in the past year, we had more than 400 public schools closed, and we've had limitations in the health services that people receive. Yes. And if you consider that all this has happened after the Hurricane Maria, that the people really suffered, and they had very strong limitations, even food limitations and electricity, and many people died, probably many more than the official numbers that were given. So you can imagine the tension that people have, and young people are outrageous, and they are going to the streets, and they won't stop. They won't stop until the government resigns.
That's right, and we'll keep an eye on that situation. Professor Felix Cordova in San Juan, thank you so much again for joining us on Money Talks.
Thank you.